Tony Robbins' Awaken the Giant Within is a transformative guide to achieving a happier, healthier, and more fulfilling life. This audiobook summary series distills its core principles of self-empowerment, highlighting the power of mastering emotions, values, and beliefs. Chapter 4: Belief Systems, the Power to Create and the Power to Destroy. It's not the events of our lives that shape us, but our beliefs as to what those events mean. One woman at 70 decides to start winding up, while the other at the same age decides that mountain climbing is a good sport to get into. Beliefs are designed to be a guiding force to tell us what will lead to pain and what will lead to pleasure. When anything happens in our life, the brain asks two questions: will it lead to pain or pleasure? What must I do to avoid pain and or gain pleasure? Beliefs are driven by generalizations about our past experiences of pain, pleasure. Enough references provide a sense of certainty. Unfortunately, generalizations in more complex areas can oversimplify and sometimes can create limiting beliefs. Beliefs can become self-fulfilling prophecies. The challenge with beliefs is that they become limitations for future actions about who you are and what you are capable of. The challenge is threefold. 1. Most of us do not consciously decide what we're going to believe. 2. Often our beliefs are based on misinterpretation of past experiences. And 3. Once we adopt a belief, we forget that it's merely an interpretation and not a reality. We often give credit to the drug when, in reality, it's the patient's belief that makes a difference. In one research study on two groups of medical students, one group was told that they would be given a superstimulant drug, and the other a super tranquilizer. However, unknown to the students, the drugs were switched. Surprisingly, half of the students developed reactions as per expectations of what they believed rather than the actual drug. Dr. Beecher stated a drug's usefulness is a direct result of not only the chemical properties of the drug, but also the patient's belief in the usefulness and effectiveness of the drug. Drugs are not always necessary, but belief in recovery always is. Norman Cousins' beliefs have the capacity to make us sick or make us healthy in a moment. Global beliefs are the giant beliefs we have about everything in our lives. The good news is that making one change in a limiting global belief can virtually change every aspect of your life. How do we turn an idea into a belief? Find enough experiences in life to back it up. These make belief certain. What matters is which belief is most empowering and disempowering. These are based on personal experiences or those of others, books, movies, and so on. The emotional intensity of these references definitely affects the strength and width of the leg of the table. The number of references also affects the same. The references do not have to be accurate. These can be real or imaginary and can be distorted by our own personal perspective. Hence, the references can be unlimited. The downside is that we don't even question them. We have the ability to use imagined references to propel us in the direction of our dreams. People can succeed if they imagine something vividly enough just as easily as if they had actual experiences. With enough emotional intensity and repetition, our nervous systems experience something as real, even if it hasn't occurred yet. Bill Gates promised the company basic software even when he didn't have it. Once he committed, he had to find a way. Great leaders like Gandhi are never realistic, they are intelligent. If you have to err in life, are on the side of overestimating your capability. Optimists may not have any references for success, but they use faith to generate them. If you develop the absolute sense of certainty that powerful beliefs provide, then you can get yourself to accomplish virtually anything, including those things that other people are certain are impossible. One of the biggest challenges in anyone's life is knowing how to interpret failures. How we deal with adversity and challenges will shape our lives more than almost anything else. Dr. Seligman calls three categories: permanence, pervasiveness, and personal for learned hopelessness, which can destroy every aspect of our lives. The solution to both permanence and pervasiveness is to see something you can take control of in your life, and begin to take action in that direction. See failure as a challenge to modify our approach, rather than a problem with ourselves. It is the mind that maketh good of ill, that maketh wretch or happy, rich or poor. Edmund Spencer. How to change a belief. All personal breakthroughs begin with a change in beliefs. The most effective way is to associate massive pain to the old belief. Then associate tremendous pleasure with the idea of adopting a new, empowering belief. Secondly, create doubt about disempowering belief. New experiences trigger change only if they cause us to question our beliefs. If you question anything enough, eventually you'll begin to doubt it. Beliefs can be classified into three categories: opinions, beliefs, and conviction. The certainty of the opinion is temporary, whereas we are far more certain with the belief. With conviction, we have an emotional intensity in belief. The convictions are formed by emotional events. Convictions create passion and compel us to act. So, how do you create a conviction? 1. Start with the basic belief. 2. Reinforce it by adding new and more powerful references. 3. Then find a triggering event, or else create one on your own. Ask questions that create emotional intensity. Pain is the ultimate tool for shifting belief. The way to expand our lives is to model the lives of those people who are already succeeding. A book, Meetings with Remarkable Men, shaped my life. Dr. Dimig taught Japanese in 1950s. Constant, never-ending commitment to consistently increase the quality of their business every single day. Quality is a process of never-ending improvement. He taught Ford employees that quality always costs less. In Japan, Kaizen means constant improvement. It is based upon the principle of gradual, simple improvements. The compounding effect of this can be enormous. The only true security in life comes from knowing that every single day you are improving yourself in some way. At the end of every day I ask myself these questions: what have I learned today? What did I contribute or improve? What did I enjoy? Small improvements are believable and therefore achievable. Begin to brainstorm all the beliefs you have, both empowering and disempowering. In next 10 minutes jot down as many beliefs as you can. Then we will see how to strengthen the empowering ones and remove disempowering ones. Take a moment to review both lists. Decide upon and circle the 3 most empowering beliefs in your list. How do they empower you? How do they strengthen your life? I had a belief: there's always a way to turn things around if I am committed. I decided to turn it into conviction. It helped me in my worst phase of life. I could turn biggest challenges into biggest opportunities. Review your list and add emotional intensity and a sense of certainty. Now look at the list of disempowering beliefs. Decide right now, once and for all, that you are going to remove them. Doubt them and question their validity. Then write down replacements for the 2 limiting beliefs you have just eliminated. If you are not getting results that you want, ask yourself, what would I have to believe in order to succeed here? or who is already succeeding in this area, and what do they believe differently than I do about what is possible? Realize, believe, and trust that if you change the meaning of any event in your mind, your feelings will immediately change and lead to a change of actions and transform your destiny. Remember, nothing in life has any meaning except the meaning you give it. Marva Collins was passionate about helping dyslexics. She believed that the problem was not the children, but the way they were taught. They were not challenged enough. The most important lesson she taught me is that society may predict, but only I will determine my destiny. Chapter 5: Change can happen in an instant. Understanding human behavior became an obsession for me. I was exposed to a series of technologies like Gestalt therapy and tools like Ericksonian hypnosis and Neuro-Linguistic programming, which can make changes in people's lives with lightning speed. I learned how to eliminate a lifetime phobia in less than an hour. All changes are created in a moment. It's just that most of us wait until certain things happen before we finally decide to make a shift. I believe that if I challenged myself and the people I worked with enough, I could find a way to turn virtually anything around. Most people have tried again and again through willpower to make changes and have failed. The assumption they make is that important changes must take a long time and be very difficult to make. It's only difficult because most of us don't know how to change. Out of my desire to help people at the deepest level, I made the mistake of taking responsibility for other people's changes. The metaphor for long-term change is conditioning. Like the strings of a musical instrument have to be retightened on a continuous basis, we also need to effect a change and reinforce it immediately. Then, we have to condition our nervous systems to succeed not just once, but consistently. Science of Neuro-Associative Conditioning, NAC. It is a step-by-step process that can condition your nervous system to associate pleasure with those things you need to continuously move toward and pain with those things you need to avoid in order to succeed consistently in your life without constant effort or willpower. Things do not change, we change. Henry David Thoreau. The two changes everyone wants in life are 1. How we feel about things, or 2. Our behaviors. The first belief we must have if we're going to create change quickly is that we can change now. After all, if you can create a problem in a moment, you should be able to create a solution, too. Usually, it's getting ready to change that takes time. The second belief that we must have if we are going to create long-term change is that we're responsible for our change, not anyone else. In fact, there are 3 specific beliefs about responsibility that a person must have if they are going to create a long-term change. 1. First, we must believe, something must change, not should, could, ought. 2. We must believe, I must change it. 3. We have to believe, I can change it. You have to be the source of your change. The power of your brain. Each time we experience a significant amount of pain or pleasure, our brains search for the cause and record it in our nervous systems to enable us to make better decisions about what to do in the future. The Neuro-Association is a biological reality, it's physical. This is why thinking our way into change is usually ineffective. Our neuro-associations are a survival tool, and they are secured in our nervous systems as physical connections rather than as intangible memories. Repetition of any pattern of behavior makes it stronger. This is good news. If you'll just stop indulging in a particular behavior or emotion long enough, the neural connection will weaken and atrophy. Remember, courage, unused, diminishes. Commitment, unexercised, wanes. Love, unshared, dissipates. It is not good enough to have a good mind, the main thing is to use it well. René Descartes. Anytime you experience a significant amount of pain or pleasure, your brain immediately searches for the cause. It uses the following 3 criteria. 1. Your brain looks for something that appears to be unique. 2. Your brain looks for something that seems to be happening simultaneously. 3. Your brain looks for consistency. In our next video, we cover Chapter 6, How to Change Anything in Your Life, the Science of Neuro-Associative Conditioning, which is a powerful tool to adapt to change and enforce change within. So please stay tuned. Please like, comment, share and subscribe to our channel. Press the bell icon to receive further updates. Thank you so much for watching.